So by cutting the one test in half, we're assuming that the first half of the test is measuring the same thing as the second half. If the test consists of verbal intelligence questions in the first half and spatial intelligence in the second half, the two halves of the test are not really measuring the same thing. If we then split the test in half and compare performance between the two, the performance could be different. Not because the test is not reliable, but because the parts of the test we're comparing are measuring different things. Well, we can solve this problem by dividing the test in many different ways. There are many different ways we can split a test in half. We could take the odd and the even items, or jumble them up and sort them into two parts randomly. Split half reliability effectively does that statistically. What it will do is jumble up the test in all different possible halves and give us the average correlation of all those halves. That's what split half reliability does. It's pretty neat actually. Test-retest reliability involves getting the same group of people to complete the same test twice. For example, we could ask a sample of university students to complete the test in the first week of semester and then ask the same group of students to complete the same test in the last week of semester. We could then compare their performance on the two occasions. We could plot the results on a graph. I think you know where I'm going with this. This is the exact same graph as before, the same idea conceptually. We're looking for people who scored low on time 1 to also score low on time 2, and people who score high at time 1 who also score high at time 2. The scores are roughly the same between the two testing times. This would indicate that our test reliability is high. However, this is what the scores might look like if our test reliability is low. It looks like there's no relationship between the scores for the first time the test is taken compared to the second time the test is taken. They're all over the place. So this is reliability and how we assess it. Now, test-retest reliability assumes that what we're measuring in the test is stable. For example, people's level of intelligence is normally quite stable. Personality is supposed to be quite stable. Test-retest reliability also assumes that any changes in the responses given by people in the test are not due to repeated exposure to the same test. For example, maybe people learn how to do well on the test by doing it the first time, so they do better on the second time. If you completed the same quiz for this course twice, you'd probably improve the second time around, just because you've learned what the questions are like and how to do better. Because of these reasons, we need to be cautious when relying on test-retest reliability. It's also why many tests are protected by professional bodies so that people can't practice on them.